Hey there, my name is Barkha Agarwal, and today on our podcast we have a very special guest. Meet Tanya. She is a very famous mommy blogger, goes by the Insta handle Tanzi Mommy. She's a certified child nutritionist. She's a yoga instructor, a single mom who's acing all the mom duties and doing incredibly good in her career. Welcome to the show, Tanya.
Thank you so much for such a humble introduction, and it's been so good to kind of come here and talk to you about everything related to mommies, and that's what I stand for also, and my page. So really great. I think what you're doing is itself so empowering for women, I think, especially moms, because as moms we forget ourselves, we forget to capture memories.
Very true.
We're always behind the camera clicking photos of our kids with their dads, family members, but there's no one who's actually clicking our pictures with our kids.
The only picture I remember I used to have with my daughter was one like this with a selfie, all conscious about, no, I have put on so much of weight, my hair is not done, my makeup is not done. But 10 years down the line,
it won't matter.
Remember these memories.
Absolutely. Even I hardly have any good pictures of myself with Noor. In fact, I either have selfies or I have these very sleepy night suit pictures in the bed tucked in. That is all. So yeah, we're always behind the camera, and I think the kind of celebration we do for our kids, we should do it for ourselves also, because at the end of the day we also became a mother when they were born. So so every birthday, every milestone should be celebrated alongside we should also celebrate ourselves, I think.
Very true. And as we were just discussing that motherhood is tough. No one really prepared us for motherhood. What do you have to say?
It is tough, but I think it's a blessing. Men cannot experience this ever. And I think the moment I became a mother, my life has completely changed. I do not remember how my life was before, having Noor. And I just wonder that, why do people waste so much time now? I mean, now that I'm a mother, I have to plan everything. Everything is like, we're on our toes. Everything is planned. And I see people who are singles or just married, they don't have kids. And I was like, they're wasting time. I mean, you have so much time. Do something out of it. Don't go and, watch movies. So motherhood, I think, is a blessing, because your baby will love you forever and ever, without any conditions, without any expectations. And that, I think, not even a lover, a partner can give you. So it's, I think, a complete blessing, and we all should be grateful for that, because there are also so many women who can't kind of who have fertility issues, and they have problem conceiving, and for them, they never look at motherhood from the lens of the responsibility, but they just want that feeling.
They just want that, and that's exactly the same. Whenever I have clients, the first thing which I do before a maternity session is I request them, okay, let us just put your phones away. Let us thank the Almighty that He has blessed you with this baby. People just want a baby and they're not able to do it. I get couples who've been trying for like 14 years straight, multiple IVF failures and whatever, and then a miracle child. So, and now when we have this little munchkin, the responsibility is ours, and I feel it's a beautiful feeling altogether.
Yes, and more than responsibility, I think we call it a responsibility because we want to kind of mold our child or bring them up in the way we were brought up. So we're constantly kind of competing with ourselves, and we want our kid to be the best, and that is where the responsibility bit comes in, because we want them to have the best of everything, the best of education, the best of toys, the best of lifestyle, and that kind of put the pressures. And if we just forget that bit of kind of competing and giving them the best, and focus on giving them you, just you,
the true you.
yeah, just that love. I think that kind of defines motherhood for me, because for me, I think Noor is the only reason why I am even alive today. I would just say that. And I can feel how, my heart goes out to her, and that love is so pure, and it is not based on any expectation or condition. So I think we all should be very grateful for this blessing that we have been given, and just enjoy, every moment.
So you are an entrepreneur, you do so many things, and of course you're a productive mom. As a mom, I also understand the moment I have 5 minutes, I'm like, why am I sitting still? Why am I not doing anything else? That's how it goes. But mom guilt, that is something which just stays. That just, if you're a working mom, if you're not a working mom, whatever it is. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, mom guilt is very real, and I think every mom faces it. And I also think a lot of dads also face that, but we just don't kind of categorize it, because dads are also away from home, and they also must be feeling that guilt that I am not spending that time. But irrespectively, for both the parents, that guilt is always there, because like I said, we want to give our child the best, and every opportunity where we are not available, or we have given them an alternative to something like, say, a screen, or given them a chocolate just to get our own, like, have a sip of coffee, it kind of culminates later in our heads as guilt. That we were selfish, we wanted that minute of peace, or we wanted to have a good meal at a restaurant, so we gave that screen. But I think this is part of it, and it'll always remain, because that child will always be connected to you. I feel that not just for babies, even like we are grown-ups, our parents are still checking up on us so often, and that mom and dad guilt, I think it still persists, and it will always. But the only way to kind of get over it, as per me, is that if you're a working mom, think of it as an investment you're doing for your kid, because that work is going to get you success, money, career, which is eventually going to the kid. And if you're not a working mom, and if you're guilty of things you're not able to do for the child, then I think you should look at the kind of time you're getting to spend with the child, and the connection. That connection will never ever be able to kind of be formed in the other kind of situation. So yeah, that's always going to be there. It is all about how we deal with it. And we should also remember that we should never think we have to answer to someone. We're not answerable to anyone about our kid. If I'm giving the screen to my child,
that's my decision. My decision.
Exactly, my choice. And no one, even if someone is commenting, it should not be matter. I mean, it should not matter to you at all. And majorly guilt also comes because when we compare ourselves with other moms on social media, when we are thinking about what people are saying, our relatives are saying, our family is saying, but you know what you need at that moment in time. And I think guilt-free, you should go and do that.
And then as a mom, you would never do something which is wrong for the baby. So if you've taken a decision and if you stand by it, then just do it.
Exactly. You should be confident about it. The moment you start having doubts about it, that is the time you should actually kind of pause and go in retrospection and see whether you should actually do it. But if you're confident, I think guilt will always be there. But at the same time, your child is also learning that the mother or the father cannot always be with the child 24/7.
Right. I remember. So when my daughter, she just turns 3 this July, and when she started going to school, it was such a tough time. It was a play school. We started at 18 months, and she used to cry. And for me, it was like, am I doing it wrong? I should not be doing this. And then if I had to come to studio, and if she was at home, so my mom, she asked me that, why don't you sneak out? And I told her that even if she cries, I would not sneak out of the house. I would always tell her.
Yes.
And she has to understand. Now, 1 year, fast forward, and now she says, bye-bye. Mama, apne studio ke kapde nahi pehne. Mama, what are you wearing to studio now? Okay, Mama, main school jaun?
So sweet. So similar approach I followed with Noor. I never ever snuck out without telling her. I always explain to her where I'm going, whether it's office, a doctor's appointment or whatever, and then I'm going to come back at that time.
Exactly.
So that is also something that kind of helps, parents deal with separation anxiety.
Very true.
Yeah.
This is another topic which is so important because it was, at that time, it was so traumatic. And I guess I used that book. There's this Owl Babies.
Yes.
So for me, it was a ritual. Every night I used to read it to Diya and then tell her, see, just like Owl Mama went and came back, your Mama is also going to go and come back.
Yes.
Right? I keep seeing all the things. And then it is about, motherhood is also about understanding ourselves, making our child understand, making our family and the support system also understand.
Correct.
What our needs are as a mom, what their needs are.
I have learned, being a single mom now, and honestly, I don't have any support here from my family. Emotionally, financially, all good, but physically, there's no support because they're in different cities, and so I'm alone. So, it has taken me so long to kind of get used to the fact that, the days when I want to go out, I don't need company. I can just walk out and go and sit by myself in a coffee shop and maybe read a book or talk to someone or just go out with a friend or even maybe go out with Noor. So my needs only I can understand and only I can fulfill. The only way is to be sure in your head that there's no guilt attached to it.
Right.
That is, I think, the basic funda of having your me time. And I think it's extremely important because unless you are sorted as a mom, your head is at peace, at calm, you cannot give your best self to your child. You might win the award for the best mom by staying with your kid 24/7, but if you're always annoyed, frustrated, angry, shouting and irritable, then your child is also learning that. So, it's better to have that, say a limited time of happy moments rather than unlimited time of average moments, I would say.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And I guess just before we end, one last question. So now since we have a certified child nutritionist on our show, we would ask Tanya, 3 things which you include in Noor's meal. And I would want you to cover kids once they start solids, like age group 1 to 4 kinds. 3 things which parents can do, especially working moms can do to enhance the nutrition of the child.
Number 1, the simplest. Please give them ghar ka khana. Whatever you eat, just give them that. Don't ever fall in the trap of junk food. Look, so I have made a rule for Noor that whatever junk food she has to eat, it happens outside the house. Either on birthday parties or if we're traveling or we're out. Because there is no place for junk food at home. So she doesn't see it. I don't eat it. So for her, it is a very normal thing. So French fries will never ever be made at home. It will only be a treat for her. And that, I think, really helps her. So the number 1 rule for giving child healthy food is to give them homemade ghar ka khana, and also restrict yourself from having this junk food in front of them. The number 2 is very important to add good fat and protein in their diet. And when I say good fat, it can be butter, ghee, coconut oil, olive oil, mustard oil, because kids, they need a lot of good fat for their brain development, and the brain develops 90% till the age of 5 years.
Age of 5, right.
So, and out of this, 80% gets developed by 2 years only. So it's very important that they get a good load of good fat, and I would really emphasize on ghee, and ghee here especially. So please do not shy from adding ghee to your child's diet.
Cow ghee or homemade ghee.
Homemade ghee is always best, and if you're buying it from outside, then try to buy the A2 ghee, cow ghee, the yellow color ghee.
The yellow one.
And avoid buying packaged ghees. which are made from buffalo milk.
Right.
And please use them generously. Your child is not going to get fat. They need it for the brain development, for optimal brain development, and for developing their cognitive abilities. So ghee on the roti, ghee on the dal, everything should be made in ghee. If you're giving paranthas to your child, instead of butter, you can also add a dollop of ghee. So that is one thing. And third is including fruits and vegetables in their diet. Which is very important because a lot of kids, suffer from constipation, and the number one reason is lack of fruits and vegetables.
So thank you, Tanya, so much for coming to the show. It truly means so much and such insightful things. Do follow her Insta handle. It is full of tips like these. Thank you so much, Tanya, for coming.
Thank you so much, Barkha, for having me. This is, a very exciting opportunity for me, and I'm so grateful that you kind of picked me, because I think every opportunity I get to work with another mom, it just makes me realize that I'm achieving what I set out to achieve, and this has been a great experience and lovely working with you. And I hope that we, continue to work together and reach out to more pregnant moms and, new moms or even moms, regular moms. But yeah, lovely, lovely time. And Noor also had a blast. So really grateful to you and looking forward to more
such sessions. Yes, I think we should do a session of maybe activities or something to engage your toddler, and that is something which we'll request Tanya to do it with us next time.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.